Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 1, Chapter 26. We open tonight in a wood-paneled hallway, filled floor to 20-foot ceiling with books, manuscripts, pamphlets, journals, and maps, piled up, towering over, leaning in, enclosing, and entrapping. The walls are covered with limp, drooling mouths and unblinking eyes, and the hall extends for miles. It turns in on itself and twists with feats of impossible geometry. And inside this mansion, a house of unspeakable depravity, a woman and a girl walk hand in hand. The woman has metallic silver hair, so does the little girl. The woman has metallic skin, almost like bronze, so does the girl, and they both have amethyst eyes. The woman wears black. Is she in mourning? She must be. Somebody is always dying. The child wears a simple yellow floor-length nightshirt. She carries a knitting needle and trails a rope of wet red yarn? Let's hope it's yarn behind her. Dora is lying in Dr. Lissandro's blood in the administrator's office right now, back when the Onirigen fog put her to sleep. The memory of this dream comes back to her as she stands at the rear of the party and watching as Grip gets paralyzed and Gull is incapable of hitting any of them with his alchemical torch. The moment looks desperate, and memories start coming back to her. Dora's dreaming. In this dream, Dora is the little girl walking with the woman in black. They walk hand in hand, singing a nursery rhyme. Like all nursery rhymes, it's got a simple, sweet, repetitive tune. And like all nursery rhymes, it's about death. This one's about the time the sewers of a great city by the sea overflowed, and thousands upon thousands drowned in wave after wave of human waste. Down, down, down. Down your mouth, down your throat, down to the ocean to die. Sometimes the only way forward through this never-ending maze of a house is to climb over piles of books that look dusty but feel wet. Sometimes the only way forward is to squeeze under close-pressing arches of ancient lore, hungry fungus brushing against your ears, tickling the back of your neck. But through it all, you travel with the woman, hand in hand, singing, climbing, crawling, dodging falling towers of books, slipping through morbid puddles. You thought you were doing a good job, but she's not looking at you. Why won't she look at you? She's way more interested in the books than in you. You can tell. You can tell because she stops singing and she looks you in the eyes and she says,
"I'm more interested in my books than in you."
You stop singing. She smacks you.
"Keep singing, you little shit. It's the only way we'll find what I need. And Mummy needs it."
So you sing, and the sound of your voice turns into greasy purple multi-pointed stars. Why do those stars have too many points? That float in the air and pop like bubbles when they touch the sharp corners of the books. You brush up against a book and you realize exactly how sharp those corners are. You're bleeding now. Your sepia nightgown is rapidly turning red. You stop singing to tell the woman that you've been stabbed, but she smacks you again.
"Sing, you shit! I need to hear that voice. If Mummy doesn't hear the voice, Mummy doesn't find the book, and nobody gets fed."
Sticky in your blood-soaked gown, feeling faint, you keep singing words of death that turn into delicate little purple doom stars. Finally, one lands on a book and doesn't pop. Instead, it turns into a lizard skull, which coughs a cloud of spores into your face and into Mummy's face. And the lizard skull laughs, and Mummy laughs. And you laugh, even though it's not funny. Whoa, there goes your strength. A child can only lose so much blood before she falls down like the worthless deadweight she's pretending so hard not to be. As you sink down, somehow the dusty, dirty, blue-tiled floor is now also an inch or so deep with stagnant water. You watch as blood seeps from your side into the water and coalesces in shapes like writhing worms. Me save up, wake? That's weird. Mummy picks up the book you found, the book made of dead faces. She squeals with delight. You mirror her, as you've learned you need to do, and you squeal too. Everyone's squealing now like happy little piggies. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Then everyone's giggling. Giggle piggies. Who went to market? Who cares? They're all dead anyways. Sad little dead little piggies. Oh, that's funny. Now everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing. Everyone is laughing. But nobody's happy. Nobody's ever been happy. Ever, ever. Mummy hates you. And Mummy hates Daddy. And Daddy hates Mummy. And Puppy hates Daddy. And Daddy hates Puppy. And Mummy has needs, you see. And those needs are all that matter in this hate-filled house. And no matter what you do, or no matter what you say, no matter how much you give of yourself, nothing makes Mummy happy. Nothing makes Mummy happy. Nothing makes Mummy happy. Except, wait. Mummy reaches into the book and pulls out a baby girl. She dresses the baby girl in a white nightgown, so much cleaner than yours, and kisses her weirdly and deeply. The crying man with the white hair and the wet eyes and the baby's smooth face walks by, and he nods sadly, and he whispers, Oh, yes, of course, I see, yes, I suppose it was inevitable. And then he looks Dora right in the eyes. My dear, I'm so sorry. And then Mummy looks up from the baby with fury in her eyes.
Don't you dare pity me!
She grabs the crying man by the sleeve, but he disappears in a puff of vapor. And then something happens. This dream shatters. For a split second, you are the little girl dying on the blue-tiled floor, and you're also Mummy looking down on the little shit-stain dying there. And then shoo! Tima takes over. This is no longer Dora's dream. This is Tima's dream now. We're looking through Mummy's eyes fully. She drops the baby and the book on the floor, completely ignores them. She looks around the hallway of horrors, and then she calls out,
Oi! Come out, you asshole! Come out and face me! I know your name now. And names have power! Tatterman!
The baby girl on the floor next to the dying Dora sprouts 1,000 lamprey teeth. Her eyes fall out and she eats them. She stands up on her tiny, chubby little baby legs and speaks with the voice of the Tatterman, the Everyall, the witch's consort, the Harbinger. Well. What have we here?
Look, none of this works on me. It's literally impossible for you to scare me. So listen to me before she wakes up.
Oh, I love it. Love this. Turning on your own self, are ya? Oh, so sweet. So delicious.
I'm stronger in here than I am out there. Stronger than she is. I believe I can help you.
Yeah.
But you have to help me.
Look me in the hollow, bleeding sockets where my eyes once were, woman. And tell me you think I ever help anyone. The little Dora girl on the floor makes a faint moan and reaches out a feeble hand to her baby and Mummy, trying to say something, trying to intervene. What's she doing?
Dying? Who cares? Listen, I can give you information. Every time she sleeps, where they are, what they're doing, what they're planning, I'll tell you everything.
Oh yeah, you got a taste for me?
They're weak. They've practically given up. They've just been sitting around, reading books, making toys for children, talking about their feelings. It's pathetic. They're playing house. They're settling in. I thought at least Rick Tusk had a fire in his belly, but he's been reduced to holding hands with the idiot cleaning lady and apologising to her. Look, they're ripe for the plucking, and I can deliver them right to you. Do we have a deal?
Baby's bloody eye sockets narrow as the Tatterman stares up at Tima. So sure of yourself, ain't ya?
What do you mean?
You're used to being in control, ain't ya? You like it? You think you're good at it?
I believe I know when I have some leverage.
Leverage? You think I need you? My work here is almost done. My volunteers are doing their duty, and soon all this will be mine.
Listen to me.
No, you listen to me. You are nothing. You have nothing. You amount to nothing. I look forward to your transformation. Now go back to your dream, little piggy. Shoo! And the blink of an eye, Tatterman's gone, and it's Dora's dream again. Except that now Dora is Mummy, and Tima is the useless, shitty little child dying in a blood-soaked shift on the first-floor hallway of Iris Hill. And then, like that, the little girl dies. God! My God, it feels like such a relief to have her gone. Finally! And you pick up the perfect new baby girl from the filth of the floor, Dora, and you sniff her. She smells like poppies and tears. You shove a knitting needle in baby's hand.
It's stabbing time. Aim for the eye.
And inside the house of a deranged hoarder, two women walk hand in hand, down, down, down the hallway, down to the future to die. Dora wakes. We pick back up in the northern portion of the western ward, and the tail end of that fight, there were just a scant handful of seconds left of Grip's paralysis. We can assume he's come out of that at the moment, and we're all in the hush immediately following that combat. There is no immediate response. What do you do?
Gull immediately moves down the hall to the door to see if there's any kind of lock or anything like that that he can jam, or disable device or something to make it difficult for anybody to get out.
Give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Nice. So this door opens into the room. It does not seem to be locked. There would not be a quiet or easy means of... If the door opened out into the hallway, you could obviously set something on the outside of it. To get your tools out and mess around and try to jam the lock shut on this side would be possible. It would take a little bit of time. Now that you're closer to the door, though, you can hear a little bit more clearly what's going on in that room. You would guess you're hearing the sound of 2 to 3 more ghouls. You hear the sound of what sounds like a person moaning in pain, and you hear occasional yips from, like, a fox.
Another fox?
That's what you hear. Now you hear the meowing of a cat. Pained.
Gull.
Now there's a dog barking.
Oh God. Gull backs away from the door and quietly shares what he's experiencing.
With everyone?
Yeah.
Are there more of you here? Reynard, do you have brethren here at the asylum?
Hi, Dora. You should tell them what you dreamed. They should know that you're a liability and are trying to defeat them. Wouldn't that be best for everyone?
I absolutely intend to tell them that. But
why are you
not
waiting?
Right now. We have more immediate issues to deal with.
Nothing matters, Dora. Nothing matters at all.
Then why does it matter whether I tell them or not?
You're not very tricksy, Dora.
I can be.
You can be what?
Keep your voice down.
What? We gotta get out of here. We're about to get killed by all these ghouls.
Well, if you don't care about the fox in that room, then we'll move along. discuss this later.
Dora starts inching down this corridor that she's already in. North.
All right. Yeah, the three of you are clearly seeing a break of some sort happening here. She does not look great.
Dora, come here.
I'm going to actually follow down the hall
Yeah.
with her and not make any... I'm not like grabbing at her or anything. I'm just kind of staying close. Where are you going, Dora?
I thought we were leaving.
That's not the way out.
We gotta make sure that we're safe behind us first. Can you hold on a second?
I'm drinking a potion of cure moderate wounds.
Yes.
We're not going to be safe behind us.
Oh no, what'd you get, Robert?
I'm at 18 now.
Okay.
Gull, where are you at?
I'm down 10 and I have almost nothing that I can do at this point.
Seems like a great place to make camp.
Well, maybe the courtyard would be nice.
Perhaps through this door.
We
Do you
should
have
at
the-
least listen to it and see if there is anything we can hear on the other side of it.
Fine.
Gull like squeezes past her to try to like get over there and listen. 20 or 21 for traps.
Door's a normal door, not trapped, not locked. You hear maybe a distant crashing of waves on rocks, but it sounds like it's far away.
The rear entrance.
Possibly so.
Can I stealth the door open and just peek?
Yeah, give me a check.
18 plus 9, 27.
You edge the door quietly open, Gull, and you see a roughly 20 foot by 20 foot square room, unadorned. Looks kind of like a back foyer or something. Undecorated, very utilitarian. The left wall, this west wall, is a massive pile of rubble. Seems like a collapse happened on that side of it. Directly across from you, 20 feet to the north, is an open doorway that seems to lead outside. The top of the door frame looks like maybe part of the building collapsed above it during the earthquake and crushed the door. So there is yellow fog just roiling and dancing and freezing right outside the threshold of that doorway. Though it's only edging into the room maybe about 5 feet, it's not doing what you saw in the main entrance hall of trying to rush in infinitely, but you can tell it's the bad fog, it's the thick fog right outside that door. There's also one more door on your right heading to the east.
I will like gesture to everybody to just hold for a second.
Yeah.
And I will go in and listen to that door. 24 or 25 traps.
On the other side of that eastern door, you hear distant sound of maybe a couple people talking. Sound like male voices. They sound like they're probably 50 or more feet away from the door. So it's not like you're hearing somebody right on the other side of the door. Does that make sense? Yeah, kind of further away and maybe off to the right, to the south. Which as you're starting to put together the geography of the north courtyard, they might be around where you might expect the door that goes from the kitchens into the courtyard to be.
Excellent.
So you'd guess the kitchens are probably on the other side of that door. As you're standing at that door, listening into, we'll call it the kitchen area for now, you do hear something slithering around pretty close to the northern door inside the fog. It's not moving towards you, but maybe it's like pacing around. It sounds like something, I don't know, maybe either like maybe snake, like a wet snake-like, kind of slithering around on stones. That's
What
kind
is
of
a snake pace?
I know, right? That's what it sounds like it's doing.
Pacing snake. I will come back the way that I came and
Yeah.
sneak back and let everybody know what I heard.
Great. And to catch up those of you that are back in the hallway here, this is another instance like, you had that huge fight with the hungry flesh with all the gunfire and stuff, and the ratlings in the next room were like
Like, whatever.
eh. So far it seems as though You know there are ghouls very nearby, but maybe there is just enough sounds of combat and screaming and weirdness that you have not yet done something that would trigger their curiosity. But who knows how long that lasts.
Yeah.
This way seemed to be to the kitchens, and I heard some voices over there. So maybe we go that way? It gets
Let's
us
at
away from
least
the
go
ghouls.
somewhere we can talk. Put some distance between us and the ghouls.
Is this door a door that we could jam or, make it so that it would be not easy for someone to follow us this way?
The door that leads into the back entrance, the back antechamber,
vestibule?
essentially would open into this hallway. So again, no, it's designed to be fortified from this side, the side that you're currently on.
Okay. Again, that's what Gull suggests, that we move that
Yeah.
way and get out of this ghoul-infested area.
Dora
So.
agrees.
I'll follow that, yeah.
All right, so we're going to move into that back antechamber
Yes.
as a group? Great.
Toward the sound of slithering.
Wet slithering.
Wet
The slithering is
and
outside,
mastication.
though. It's not.
It is outside.
It is outside. It is not right here.
So this must be the tower we're seeing the edges of there.
On the west there? Yeah.
Slithering was from here.
Out that northern door, yes.
So could we close
Voices
that
were
door?
from here.
There's no door to the north.
Oh, it's just open.
It's just open. And is the plan to move through quickly and quietly? Is the plan to...
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, who's taking the lead?
I will take the lead, but Gulliver is also looking rough.
Yeah, if there's any more healing to be had, I would. I'm just below half, so I would gladly take some.
All right, gang. Everyone huddle up.
You doing this in that back room or in the hallway?
We've already channeled positive energy in this
In the hall.
In the
in
hall.
the ghoul factory, so I'm going to do it in the hall.
Okay.
Good, 11 points.
That's huge.
I'm back
How
up to
wonderful.
full
Back up to
myself.
full.
It's good to be useful.
I would know what that's like.
Come on, making all the checks.
All right.
Made like
moving.
17 or 18 perception checks over 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
in the
so
last several
you are
episodes.
doing your rogue job here, even if you
Totally
can't fight in
doing it.
combat so well.
I can't. Yeah. Literally, his senses have come alive because he's so close to death.
So terrified.
He's absolutely terrified of everything. All right. So then I guess we will go into the room, and then I will slowly open that door and try to see if I can see what I can see.
Yep. Give me a fresh perception check there, Gull.
Another perception check. Oh, you know it was coming. Natural 1.
Dear.
Everybody talked about my perception.
I know.
Now it's in the
that's
room.
my problem, so-
Do I need to make a stealth check to open the door, or
You're good for the moment.
okay?
So you sneak that door open, and you do indeed see the kitchen. There's a row of fireplaces on the northern wall there on your left hand, standing among heaps of barrel-sized pots and cooking implements in this ruin of a kitchen. You can see multiple doors heading to the south, a couple doors heading to the east, and big chunks of that northern wall have collapsed. And the first thing that you see when you start edging that door open is that there is a ring of rocks laid out in the shape of a circle around the fire pit and giant food cauldron immediately on the other side of this door. The sound of talking that you were hearing is definitely coming from the south. There's 2 doors that go south there. Let's call both of them open. You can hear the sound of 2 or 3 guys talking. Not whispering, but talking in low voices.
They're
Do I
just saying,
recognize their
"Praise, praise."
language, or
They would be speaking in Taldane.
okay?
Yeah.
But I
And
can't.
no,
I
and
can't
they
make
are-
out what they're saying or anything.
No, not really. But they are not like just standing there muttering praise or Xandaluses or anything like that. They seem to be having what sounds like a normal conversation, but it's very low and, in another room.
Okay. I open the door the rest of the way,
Yep.
and then sort of gesture to follow me and go around the stones.
You're not going to cross the line of stones.
Correct.
Okay.
Although Gull will kind of like point at his eyes and look at it and kind of make a gesture of like, Is there like anything weird or magic? Can anybody see anything about this?
Right. Nobody sees anything with their normal senses, and if we do want to cast some of those detect spells, those would be audible to the people in the next room.
Maybe not. Let me make sure.
So at this moment, we're in the marching order we've got, which is what? Which is Gull, Grip, Dora, and Ray. We're going to edge into this room, avoid crossing the line of stones, and then wait for Gull to check out these doorways. Is that all right?
Dora summons to mind the image of a ringing bell and piques her curiosity. No sound is made.
Excellent. Oh, right, you don't have normal components.
Don't. But I don't detect magic either.
Could I cast Detect Magic in the other room and then walk into the room to avoid sound traveling?
You could. Let me tell you what Dora senses.
Yeah.
Dora, your senses would pick up that, there are still a few cooking utensils that didn't fall off the wall, or maybe a few scattered across the floor. One or two of them pop to you as having been significant to somebody. And this big cauldron inside the ring of stones is registering some dim psychic significance to you as well.
I don't
We can do the leave and come back for Detect Magic plan.
Yes.
Where are you going to cast Detect Magic?
I'm going to step back out the door into that room.
Into the antechamber there?
Yes.
Great. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Shit. Son of a...
Just him.
Everybody should roll.
Sorry, guys.
Son of a biscuit.
Hey. I rolled an 18.
Grip.
15.
15. Gull.
8.
And Dora.
10.
All right, so Ray edges quietly back into this rear antechamber room, kind of mostly closes the door behind him so he's got some privacy, and the sound of his spellcasting doesn't call the attention of whoever's talking in the room to the south. And as you finish making those sounds and your senses come alive with the ability to detect magic, you see something slide out of the fog and into the room. You see it's a sleek, wet, 5-foot-long creature that looks like a rainbow-colored hallucination of a crocodile, with 6 legs, 4 eyes, and just a bevy of long, hypnotically waving, spiky fins running up and down its spine and sprouting from the end of its tail. It is completely freakish, but almost beautiful. And as it slides into the room and glares at you with its 4 big eyes, it almost seems to be smiling at you. And it says something that Dora from the next room understands. Says in the Aklo language, "Well, this looks yummers." That's our surprise round. Round 1 begins with it. Let's see, it is 10 feet away from Ray. It takes a 5-foot step close to Ray and takes a bite at you, Ray. You're still flat-footed. 21.
That's a hit.
For 4 points of damage, and it attempts to pull you to the ground with its bite. It's making a CMB check against your CMD. Tick. 21.
That's correct.
And Ray is pulled to the floor, prone. It then unleashes with its claws. Miss. 26 is a hit, and 22 is a hit. So 2 hits out of 4 claws. 3 points of damage and 4 points of damage. So this 5-foot-long rainbow hallucination crocodile has ripped you to the ground and is now raking at you with its 4 claws. And you are up next.
Cool. Is there any way for me to get back through the doorway and close it without dying? I'm going to provoke an attack of opportunity no matter what I do, correct?
Standing up will provoke. Attempting to crawl away will provoke. Yeah.
Is he grappled right now?
He is not grappled.
You could crawl back and as a move action and shut the door as a move action.
Yeah, it will provoke, but he could do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Here come those teeth. Natural 1! All right, so the three of you, this happens so quickly. He merely steps into the other room. You hear him yell out in pain. He comes scooting on his ass backwards through the door, slams the door shut, as you see 4 apostles in ornament come running from the south and come out of those 2 doors on the southern side of the kitchen. They've all got crossbows. We'll call it 4 men this time. They're all wearing the togas. They've all got the flame chalked on their head. They don't seem to be starving, and they don't seem to be on drugs the way that the last couple batches of these folks you have seen were. And they come in the room, and they're pointing crossbows at you. What the hell?
I've seen the sign.
Praise.
Praise.
Praise to Sandalus.
Sandalus.
Obviously.
Hey, praise.
Where did you come from?
The ghouls.
What does that mean? Are you ghouls? They all stand up and cock their crossbows at
I
you.
stick my tongue out.
No, I do not want any meat whatsoever.
Where did you come from?
I point back.
Don't fuck around with me, man. Where did you come from
We
beyond the
crossed
ghouls?
the courtyard.
From where?
Out a window. You saw the unicorn.
So there's a moment where clearly one of these 4 dudes has been telling the other 3 he's seen a unicorn, and they've been telling him you're full of shit. And so you see like one of the guys go like, "Fucking told you so." They're like, "All right, so you saw the unicorn.
Yeah, did this to me as we were running by.
That's a nasty ass wound, man."
But I was able to convince it to let us pass so we could find you all.
What window did you use to get into the courtyard?
I don't know. There was like big curtains and stuff.
Huh. All right, you're coming with us. Come on. And they start motioning with their crossbows for you to walk towards the eastern wall.
Where are you taking us?
To the group.
Dora imagines a tightly wound scroll being unfurled
Yep.
and thinks about how much better she is than all these shits, their crossbows, and detects thoughts. This takes 3 rounds, so whatever the rest of the group decides to do, she'll go along with it, but she's concentrating on this.
What's the difficulty?
I think it's 15.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So I definitely got a save for 1, but not for 3 others. So the 3 of you, Grip, Ray, and Gull, you recognize the telltale signs of Dora slipping into one of her mental spells. It wouldn't really register to these guys because they haven't seen it, but you kind of recognize this different sense of focus that she gets. She's obviously doing something, but you've been, in the immediate moment, you've been directed to head towards the east with crossbows pointed at you. What's your immediate response to that?
Is there a place to go to the bathroom before we go there?
He points at the floor.
I'm a little shy. Can you give me just a little privacy so I can before I meet your group and stuff?
Take your shit right there, little man.
Okay. So he's gonna like he's gonna kind of like take a little bit of like cloth and stuff like that. Can you hold this for me and just kind of hold it up to Grip of like kind of give him a little bit. He's trying to just buy time.
Yes.
He's trying to just buy time and sort of make a show of like, can you hold this for me?
As that nonsense is happening, so Dora, you're able to. They do have thinking minds. They have intelligence scores of
Not 26 or higher.
8, and you are able to read the surface thoughts of 3 of them, and they're feeling hopeful. that this means that the way to the south, to all the meat stored in the cathedral, like Xandalus promised, might now be open. And if the way has been cleared, then it's time to go fetch the meat. Everybody's starting to get really hungry, and if this is true, then maybe Xandalus actually does see. There's sort of an awakening sense in these couple of people who might not normally have been they don't seem like extreme fanatics, but this seems like this might actually be a sign they had been looking for.
So we could possibly convince them to go out into the courtyard. That it's safe. Maybe?
Maybe so?
Maybe not. Right now.
So Gull is fumbling, and he's kind of like doing like a little like grunting and stuff, and he's like,
No, you all are watching. I can't.
and he gets himself back together and stuff, and
Were there
takes
windows?
his.
Always dignity.
Were there windows in the library?
Yes.
I would appreciate it if you would not point that fucking crossbow right at me. Put it the fuck down.
Then go through that door. So one of them leads the way and opens up this door, and you see a kind of...
Can I make an intimidate check with that?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. So they're giving you a bit of berth. One of them scampers ahead, opens up this door. You see what looks like it's probably a larger room ahead. There's yellow mist in the air, but not what you'd call yellow fog. There's definitely the signs off to the right of a whole bunch of fire.
This is through this door?
Through the door on the eastern wall, towards what you would assume at this point to be the large hall that you've been heading towards. You see the sight of a whole bunch of fire, the sound of a whole bunch of fire. You smell that kind of charcoaly burning wood scent, kind of a wash of unwashed bodies, and they're gesturing you towards that door with their crossbows.
Gull is like looking back at Dora like, what a
Go or not.
Well, they're going to want to go into the courtyard.
Who?
Their salvation will be there.
Gull
Just
is
as
totally
we found
confused.
it.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Door doesn't look great.
Door doesn't look great, and this door doesn't look great. Gull decides he has had his alchemical torch in his hand because nobody knows what this is.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah. Can I ask you like one question?
Yes.
bang! Shoot him in the face.
All right.
Because he's like, we're not going through that door, and Dora does not seem to be making any good decisions right now. So before we get into any kind of actual place where I won't be able to be effective at all, maybe I'll at least get one shot on one of these guys.
Okay, so number 4 is over here by one of the doors on the east wall. Let's say we've got number 1 inside this open doorway here. We've got number 2 and 3 right in front. Well, not number 3. Number 3 took a step back because intimidated by grip.
Oh wait, so we didn't even move forward at all or anything like that? We're still just back
I mean, the squatting was still happening right around that area,
Okay.
right there. It was a pretty effective and bizarre diversion.
Everybody eats, everybody shits.
So, the way I've laid out these apostles on this map here, Gull is firing on number 2. Give me that roll.
All right.
Can't roll.
That's going to be a total of a 7.
Any shame?
No, I have a single shame point left, and no, I no.
Okay, so I think must have just at the last second, as seeing the explosion go off, just
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and perhaps your strength to lift the pistol
Yep.
didn't quite go as planned. Yeah, let's roll initiative.
Why couldn't I rolled that before?
Grip,
9.
Ray,
13.
Dora,
4.
Gull.
21.
Nice. All right, you missed with your shot, Gull, but you have got the jump on them at the top of round 1.
And they're just holding crossbows, right?
Correct.
So nobody is holding a weapon that actually physically threatens me.
That is correct.
Then I am going to move, and I'm going to move between those two guys and into the room that number 1 is in, trying to create some space and get myself some distance. And once I get there, what do I see when I'm in that room?
This southern chunk of the kitchen space is what was probably once a pantry. It's a large open room right now. Looks like they've moved whatever furniture may have once been in there out of the way. There's shelves on the walls, not really any food left. There's what was obviously a door to the south that has been deliberately filled up with wreckage and rubble and wood and stone as to block it off. And then one small side door to the west that looks like it goes back out into the courtyard, but it's behind a low barricade where people could fire crossbows over. So one door outside completely blocked, one door outside that looks like it's barricaded to make it difficult to get in and out.
As I'm moving, I will draw my dagger. And when I get closer to the other door, I'm going to put myself right up against number 1 so that I'm right next to him.
Sweet, so you ducked through the door on the east side, and you have edged in right next to Apostle number 1, who is menacing Dora through an open doorway with a crossbow.
Yep.
Fantastic.
That is what I've done.
They are up. I'm going to do them as a cluster here. Number 4, all the way across the room by the door, calls out into the room, "We need help up here! We need help! Everyone come!" And you start to hear the sound of a large amount of people mustering. Dozens
Open that door
upon
behind
dozens of people. Number 2 doesn't really understand what just happened, except he seemed to have survived some sort of magical explosion. He's freaked out. Take a 5-foot step back. He doesn't understand what's going on with the sickly guy and the hand cannon. And the immediate threat right now is Grip. He takes a shot on Grip with his crossbow. 12, that's a miss.
Miss.
Number 3 does the same. 14?
Miss.
Miss. Number 1 is adjacent to Gull, but he sees you threatening him with a dagger. All right, he will take a 5-foot step back away from you, opening the path of this doorway here. Take a shot at you, Gull. 7.
Miss.
All right, and then none of them are threatened right now, so they will all take a move action to reload their... Oh, they did that? No. Everyone's real close. All right, they're going to drop their crossbows and draw the little club equivalents that they have. Some of them have crowbars, some of them have table legs and that. And then Ray is up.
I'm going to provoke an attack of opportunity to get in the room here.
So stepping through Dora's square, through the doorway, into the room where Gull is at, to close with Apostle number 1. And let's see, as you come through that door, he will take an attack with his crowbar. Natural 20. Backed up with a natural 1. So just a regular hit. 7 points of damage.
Wow.
Yes, hitting hard. Holy smokes. But you have made your way around to the other side. Did you want to take a swing?
Yeah. Let's see, that's an 8. I'm so ashamed that I moved into this room to be useless. That's going to make it a 13.
Dodges out of the way. Dora. Oh no, Grip. Sorry.
Face goes slack, eyes rolling to the back of his head, cracks his neck, and he takes the cleave feat and will take a 5-foot step and make a preliminary attack on number 3.
Okay.
So he is continuing to use Red Destiny.
Okay, excellent. I will add appropriately.
Natural 1.
Oh no! And the cleave feat requires you to land a first hit, right? Is that how
It does. My armor class is lowered by 2 for the next round.
Gotcha. All right. Dora, you are up.
I saw number 1 attack Ray as it moved through its threatened area.
Yes.
So I'm going to go in that room and head to the corner. Unless there's a reason that it's not safe.
No, that would put you right between the fully blocked doorway and the barricaded doorway. So that looks like, hey, if any place around here is at least safe from incursion from the outside, it might be there. And you're far enough away from all of the apostles that none of them are threatening you.
Then I'll try to cast telekinetic projectile on number 1. I know he's in melee, but... Unless I can see number 4 through the door. But that's probably too far away.
Yeah, and the angle's not good.
It's a 16. Minus 4 is 12. I know it doesn't hit. So. 17
That's a hit. Clock it with the rubble.
for 2.
Damage. As a rock smashes into his left shoulder there. Then it's everybody in the other room.
Jeez.
Here's what starts to happen. There's going to be, as these doors get open on this east wall here, you're going to see what, at first blush, is going to look like a couple of dozen people. Seconds beyond that, you're looking at upwards of 40 people streaming into this room. Many of them wearing these apostle and orpiment robes and carrying weapons. Not every single one, but you'd say maybe about a third of these 40 plus people as they pour into this room. You can tell right away that if you continue to fight this fight the way you're fighting it right now, they will probably kill you. They're streaming in an effort to subdue you. How do you think you're going to respond to that? You're going to go down with a fight? You're going to let them...
Dora's standing next to a door to the courtyard, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is half blocked with a barricade. We won't have to climb over it to get out.
We can't fight. We don't have enough hit points.
Whose turn is it?
We'll go loosely with Gull. Gull, what do you do?
He is going to... Oh, man. Would we be able to get out of that door into the courtyard again? The one that Dora is standing next to?
Yeah. Either a move action to negotiate that, or an acrobatics check to do it as part of a move. It's nearly chest high.
Gull's going to yell out, "We gotta go!" And he's going to start to move back to that as a move action, and then as a standard action, try to basically put himself in the way for Dora and Ray to start to move
block
out,
that
to block it.
exit. All right. Apostles are up. Number 1 swings at Ray. Ping! Number 2 and a 3 are going to take attacks at Grip. Miss, and that's probably a hit. 17?
Yes. What was the first one? Because I am lowered by 2.
It was below 10.
Okay. But yeah, second one hits.
Only 3 points of damage from that crowbar bash. Number 4 is opening those doors up to let the mob race in. Grip, you're up.
I will do a full withdrawal, I guess.
So you can withdraw from number 2 and 3 that you are adjacent to. If you want to head back through the door into the room where everyone's trying to escape, you're going to have to go through that doorway and provoke from number 1. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Takes a swing. 13?
Miss.
Okay. Grip is down in the pantry area, also providing a line of defense. Dora.
Oh, do I not want to be the first person out that door, but I will negotiate the barricade.
Give me an acrobatics check. We'll just to see how much of a move action it takes you.
An 11.
Great. So you will be able to treat that as essentially just difficult terrain this round. So that's 2 squares of movement to pass over the door.
Okay.
You're back out on the courtyard. It is that same situation if you can't see further than 20 feet ahead of you.
So I can't see that door opposite the one we came in originally in the ghoul area.
You cannot see it, but you do know it's there. You know that there is a door, you would guess 25 feet ahead of you, so like just out of your range of vision.
I can take another step.
Sure,
Do I see it?
you do.
Then I'll move far enough to see it.
Yep.
Then send a message
Ooh.
to Gull
I can see the door opposite the one we came into in the ghoul area.
All right. A mob of apostles streams into the eastern half of this room. In the back, so through these two open doors that now go back into the Great Hall, at the back of this mob of people, you see a young man in a doctor's coat, kind of like jumping up and down, trying to see over the heads of everybody else that's running into the room. Picture like an X-Men First Class era James McAvoy, yeah. So probably normally in his normal life, very clean shaven, clean cut looking, but obviously hasn't been able to shave in weeks, but not really able to grow a beard, so kind of like handsome and dashing, but a little scruffy now at the moment. And he's in a very clean set of clothes and his very clean doctor's gown. And he's back there yelling, "Hello, what's going on, I say? Don't do anything rash, don't do anything hasty. Yes, we're all here to serve the orpiment, everyone. Yes, yes, yes." Gull.
Gull goes out the door.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Natural 1.
Okay, takes you a full move action, so it's going to take you a 5-foot step to get there and a move action to get out.
And then
That's essentially 2 moves.
all right. Well, then that's
Outside. You're outside.
I'm outside.
So you can see Dora. Dora can see the door, and you're just outside. Dora can see the other door, the door that you're heading towards. And Ray.
Shit. All right. Forgive me, everyone.
No. Make your choices.
I have a high charisma.
Yes.
It's deeply affected by the fact that I'm wasting away.
Yes.
However, I do get a bonus on intimidation checks because of this.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do is intimidate them into stopping swarming us. Mm-hmm. Noticing what's coming towards us, what you just described at what is probably a doppelganger, but I'm crossing my fingers that it's an actual human being. All right. Shall I roll the check first, or?
Why don't you roll it first and then act it appropriately?
Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yes.
So that's a 14 plus 5, so that's a 19.
Mm-hmm. What does he say?
Intimidate check. He says, "Everyone stop! We are here to see Ulver Zandalis. We are not here for you. Give us passage, or the Tatter Man will come for you all."
The whole front wave of this mob of apostles, they all come screeching to a halt, and you see just a whole bunch of bodies kind of crouching low, looking at each other, and then they all look back at the doctor, and the doctor is like, good show, yes, fantastic. We all know you're here to serve the orpiment, right? Right, my friend?"
That's right. We are here to serve the orpiment.
Of course, well, we all know that the thing we need most is assistance and help from such hearty, from full-bodied human beings here to help and serve. And so he's kind of making his way through the crowd now, and the crowd has stopped this swarm action. Grip, what's your response to this as it's happening?
God damn it. He looks around and he sees the people, he sees what Ray's done, and he looks at Ray and says, "Aye, all hail the orpiment."
So some of the apostles and acolytes around you, praise. They're looking at you very appreciatively now. Dora, what do you do? You're just hearing this. You're gonna come back and look in?
And look in, see what's happening.
So Dora peers back in. So we've got Dora and Gull peering over the top of the barricaded
And
door.
Reynard.
And Reynard.
Oh no, she's holding him below the barricade.
So they can't see
Yes.
Reynard in all of his magnificence. So the original apostle number 4, the one who had originally opened the door, called them all in, he makes his way over to the doctor and he's like, "Dr. Elburn, it seems as though they came from the south." And Elburn is like, "Oh no. He looks right at you, Ray. He's like, There's absolutely no way you could have possibly come from the chapel, right, my friend?
Absolutely not.
So the best thing would be to just give us a simple explanation of where exactly you came from, and then we'll all go about our business here, right? Right, my friends? And they're all like, praise, 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 praise.
Where do you think we came from?
Old chap, watch your tone with me.
We hid from the ghouls for many days.
Praise. And, was it visions from the orpiment that gave you the cunning necessary to do so?
Of course it was.
What about you, old man? He's looking at Grip.
I wouldn't have known what to do without the fucking visions.
And number 4 is like, oh, when they said they came from the ghouls, they were with the ghouls but hiding. Yes, yes. And the doctor's like, oh, yes, whatever he said. That's exactly what happened. What about you, sick one?
I saw Allah on the lake.
I'm so happy for you. Doesn't seem to know what that means, but he's rolling with praise indeed, my friends.
We have been at the asylum for many years.
Welcome to the club, I say. I myself have only been here for a few weeks. Dr. Elbin, by the way, that's my name, good friends. So I'm the doctor here. I've got a little medical stand set up in the back here. Why don't we go back and I'll look over your wounds and we can all discuss how better to serve the orpiment together.
Sounds like a
Good
plan,
motive.
Doctor.
17 plus.
I assume you're all doing
24.
sense motive checks.
Yes. 24.
10.
10.
14.
Robert's just saying, don't even ask. Nobody is getting a feel that he's trying to lie to anybody except everybody that's not you.
Great.
He is,
We
in
would-
fact, like he is working overtime to transmit secret messages like, just shut the fuck up and follow me and you might survive.
Dora sends him a message.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
So he's sort of turning back to head back to... Jauntily turns around. I think today is a bloody good day. Follow me, friends. And he leads you back into... I'll pull out the map here for you.
So we're literally like threading our way through like this
through
just horde of people.
Like somewhere near 40 to 50 apostles. Let me tell you about the large hall. Are you all able to see this map here?
Wow.
So this door down on the other end, instead of double doors that go into the south, you would guess it's probably going to lead to the room of pitch blackness. Make sense? Mm-hmm. There is a door on the west wall of this room that you would guess is probably only like 25 feet away from the easternmost windows in Lysandra's office. It's like just,
The better option.
Exactly, just a little bit out of sight.
Okay.
But this room, okay. This gigantic space might once have been a cafeteria or assembly hall. Now it is the village of a savage tribe. There are wildly burning fire pits standing amid yellow tents and scrap structures. Portions of the western and northern walls have collapsed, but ramshackle barricades have been risen up to surround them. On the east wall, there are 2 sets of wide stairways climbing to the floor above. Around the stairs, around the entrances to these stairs, you see over a dozen bodies have been crucified to the walls, just trails of blood coming down from where they've been like actually nailed into the walls. Every single one of them has a dirty linen sack cinched around their head and pulled tight. You see men, you see women, you see children gathered around tents, gathered around cook fires, gathered around little cots, gathered on blankets. Some of them wearing robes, some of them not. Some of them wearing clothes, some of them not. Some of them looking pretty hearty and well-fed. Those are the ones probably wearing the yellow robes who are kind of walking around the slums of this large hall with cudgels in hand, looking like perhaps they keep the peace. So we've got basically, this room is extremely huge. You can only see about 40 or 50 feet ahead of you at a time because of the yellow fog seeping in here, but you get a sense of its size as you're brought through it. It's well over 100 feet north to south and probably 70 or 80 feet east to west. It's a very big room. There's this tent city. There's these barricades on the west, and you see there are apostles and orpiment stationed at these barricades here with crossbows trained out into the fog of the courtyard. It's kind of a big hole that they've attempted to barricade with stuff, but it seems pretty sketchy and like they maybe keep people there watching at all times. Nobody is anywhere near the doors in the south that you would presume lead to the room of pitch darkness. The sort of notable thing, the thing that Dr. Elburn is leading you to, is in the northeast corner of the room, there is what looks like essentially a hospital tent has been erected. It's got two of the north walls of this tent. The north wall and the east wall of this tent are the walls of the actual asylum, and then sheets and bedding have been strung up to fashion a large sort of private space that as he had, serve the orpiment, what's good day, old chap, yes, you eat that finger, good, hey boy, I'll see you later, heads you into this area where you see a bunch of cots have been laid out where this man probably tends to the wounded. And as he gets you back into this area there, he's been putting on this amazing show of confidence and ease. As you get back into that area there and you close the flap behind him, he collapses on a cot. He's trembling as he catches his breath. He puts a finger up to his lips, sort of indicating like, don't talk loudly. You've got a measure of privacy here, but you're only separated from this outside apostle slum by thin bits of fabric. One of the two staircases that goes up out of this room is inside this tent. And he gestures with a finger a little way up the staircase, and you can tell it only goes up maybe to like a first landing before it meets a collapsed bit of rubble. So there's no way to go upstairs here, but you can tuck yourselves maybe it's about 20 feet back up this staircase to get just a little further measure of privacy there. What the blazes are you doing here?
We've come from the chapel.
Oh, gods. And are there people there?
Yes.
Whatever you do, you cannot let any of them know that. Xandalus told them there was food to be found there, and that a sign would come, that the way would be opened. If they know, they will, as a group. They will all go there. Am I clear?
Yes.
I don't wish to be unclear. Very good. Who the devil are you?
Funny question.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
We don't know.
There we go. All right.
We're not inmates. Well, we were, but not by choice. We woke up here several days ago, in the basement, in cells, with no memory of who we are or where we came from. We've been able to piece together a certain amount of information, and we've learned a great deal since we woke up. We've encountered doppelgangers and ghouls and haunts and all manner of things, and managed to make our way here.
Why did you come here?
Because the Tatter Man must be stopped.
Oh, hell, you're serious. And that's the end of chapter 26.
Good luck.
We'll see you next time. Dark Nexus is a creation of Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, which are used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo Inc. For more information about Paizo's community use policy, please visit paizo.com/communityuse. And for more information about Paizo and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com.
Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Sirenscape. Check them out at sirenscape.com. That's SYRINSCAPE.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music, composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. Special thanks to Toy, without whose generosity this project would not have been possible. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Chris, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Darren, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration.
Fantastic.
Did we level?